Hi everyone, Jenn Pike here, the host of Simplicity TV and the founder of both the Simplicity Project and the Hormone Project. This is video 3 in my 7-part series teaching you how to create more simplicity in these 7 tips, and really starting to thread all of them together to help you understand how each one of these things that we're talking about are impacting your overall hormonal balance that all of us are really after to achieve. Because when it feels like your hormones are out of balance, everything feels out of balance. Our mood, our emotion, how our body feels, and that's really what we're going to talk about today is inflammation. Now, inflammation in its, simplest of terms that people would connect to or understand is they would think joint pain, swelling, obvious inflammation, a bruise, whatever it may be. But for most people that are feeling unwell in their day-to-day life, for anyone who is suffering from an autoimmune illness or condition, or who has major swings on their curve of emotional ups and downs and hormonal incongruencies and heavy, painful menstrual cycles and whatever it may be, all of these are rooted with chronic low-grade underlying inflammation. What does that mean? It means that the inflammation that's happening in most people's bodies that are moving through life isn't coming in the form of a glaring, red, swollen, painful area that you can see. You might not even recognize that many of those signs and symptoms of inflammation aren't the ones I've just talked about, but they're digestive upset. They are unstable blood sugars, which we've talked about in the last 2 videos. They're headaches. They're, joint pain and stiffness. They're inflammatory issues with the bowels. They're menstrual insufficiencies, meaning that you have a lot of cramps, breast tenderness, back aches. We could even be talking about this in regards to our skin, your eczema, your acne, your psoriasis, your hives, your sensitivities to food, the environment, allergies. Anything that is out of balance in the body is a form and source of inflammation. And too often we are talked about this in a way where we're really kind of educated to think that the body is attacking us and that we need to fight back. We need to be a warrior in our journey to health, and that we have to work our way back against our body. And I think it's friggin' BS. I think it's actually one of the worst things that we can be teaching people in terms of creating a healthy mindset. Your body is not producing inflammation because it's pissed off at you and now it wants to get back at you. Your body is definitely peed off at you, but your body's producing the inflammation because it thinks that this is its only way of knowing how to defend you. It creates heat and swelling and a fever and headaches and all this and that because it's trying to work through something, it's trying to get your attention, and it's trying to move it through the various systems and organs of your body. But what happens for us when we feel this inflammation going on is we're like, this is annoying, this is painful, I don't have time for this is not convenient for me. So what can I swallow? What can I take? Who can I see? What can I inject that is going to numb it? I don't want to feel it. And let's just shove it in there. And that's what we do, is we suppress it. And then we compound the effects of this inflammation. And what in the beginning was like you didn't really notice it happening or you kind of manage it, now becomes ongoing, every day, up in your face, affecting how you're living your life. And when you've had inflammation in any form, whether it's digestively, whether it's with your skin, whether it's with joint pain, whatever it is, headaches, this affects how you live your whole life. If you have fear over the inflammation of your gut because you don't know if you're going to need a bathroom within 4 seconds of eating, or if you're going to feel so bloated and gassy when you're out at a restaurant, you have the fear of not going. You say no to social events. You manipulate the way you're living your life so that you can micromanage this digestive issue. When you have skin problems, I can speak to this from experience. When I had acne and breakouts, there was times I chose not to go out and to see friends or family because I was embarrassed and had a lot of shame around it. When you have eczema and psoriasis, it's the same thing. You're not able to wear the clothing you want to wear because of that level of inflammation. It affects your self-esteem. It affects your confidence. When you've got chronic headaches and you get migraines, you can't show up to your life fully. You can't be there for your family. You can't be there for your job. You can't be there for the things that you want to do and that you hope to do. So when we are really talking about this in perspective of looking at it from a hormonal perspective, your hormones are what's helping to regulate your mood, your appetite, controlling this inflammation. The foods we choose to eat are either going to increase our prostaglandins in a negative way, meaning that we produce more arachidonic acid, the prostaglandins that also contribute to greater intensity and frequency of inflammation, or we can choose to eat, balance, and live in a way that brings a greater sense of ease to our systems and produce the prostaglandins that help to decrease the intensity of uterine contractions during your period, decrease the intensity of the headaches that you're getting, the joint pain, the inflammation. We can reduce a lot of those common triggers, dairy, gluten, nightshades, GMO soy. Looking at consuming too many eggs for people can be a trigger. I mean, everybody's sensitivities are different. Those are some of the more common ones that we are finding people are really reactive to. And I talk a lot more about this in the book. I talk a lot more about it throughout various programs that I teach and educate on. But I just wanted to get the point across today about inflammation. It's not always what you think it is, and it is typically in the times when you're not paying attention, you're trying to find that quick fix, that Band-Aid approach, that if you would just stop and pause and you were to really ask yourself why you're feeling the way you're feeling in that moment. Is it something you just ate? Is it something you're saying yes to? Is it the energy of other people around you? Is it chemicals you have in your home or your office? Is it a perfume that you're wearing? Is it that you didn't have stabilized blood sugar? Is it that you have a permeability issue going on in your gut and your digestion is off? It's always like, not always how can we build on this, but how do we peel a layer back, get to the actual root issue that's going on, and then help to rebuild and reestablish a better, more balanced relationship with our body from that place. Because ibuprofens and anti-inflammatory medications and suppressants are not going to be the thing that creates more simplicity and more ease in your body. They simply won't. They'll add to it and it will make it worse over time. So instead, create an opportunity to have some patience, slow yourself down, actually take the time to learn and understand your body's inflammatory responses and start to pinpoint those and start your place in your journey of more simplicity and more ease from there. That's where I'm going to end off in our third piece of our 7 simplicity and 7 tips to help to create more simplicity and more ease on your journey of greater health and better hormonal balance. I'll see you next time.